So we are going to make us a front porch sign using Dollar Tree supplies to make us an entryway or front porch fall decor sign. And this will be used inside or outside. And I have a few items here. I have the corn, the sunflower, and of course the Friends Gather Here sign from Dollar Tree. I have the Happy Fall Y'all truck and the metal pumpkin. These were $1 at Dollar General. I have some wood slats, and we're going to be using the signage and taking it apart. So let's get started. Now, taking the Dollar Tree sign apart, just take your thumbs, and if you push, it'll pop loose. So I've got these 3 signs from off of the stake. We're going to take these slats from Walmart, the wood slats, and these are about 2.5 inches wide, and they're 6 inches long. And I'm going to use my glue gun, and I'm going to put these together. You can also use some wood glue if you wanted to, but I'm actually going to use another piece of wood on the back of these to keep them braced together. Now, to ensure that these stay buttoned together, I'm basically going to put a piece of wood right there in the center on the back. And this is just wood that I had leftover cut-offs from another project, and that will level out these boards, keep them good and flat and snug. Now for my sunflower, I'm going to use my favorite, which is the agave in the Waverly Chalk Paints. Now this one is going to be the yellow, and this is actually the Maze by Waverly Chalk, and you can see it is a beautiful yellow color. Now on this sign, I used my putty knife and I scraped the most of the glitter off. You can sand it off if you like. I really like scraping it. It just seems to be more effective. And on this one, we're going to do the Ocean by Waverly Chalk, keeping in theme for my front porch sign. This will actually be going on my tobacco stick ladder that I made. We'll definitely link the video. I'll put it in the box up there in the window. You can see it if you'd like to check that video out. I'll also put a link to that video in the description box as to how you can make your own using just 1x1 cuts of wood. It's real simple and easy and painless, and really all you need is a jigsaw. I use an electric jigsaw and a measuring tape and a drill and some screws, and you can have your one put together in about 5 minutes if you get your wood cut and pre-drill your holes. And this Waverly blue is covering that up pretty good, because once this dries, it'll have a more solid coat, and that Friends won't even peek through. So this is really good to know that I'm not going to need to coat these a second go around, or thus far it's looking like one coat's going to do them all. Since this one has a pumpkin on it, I'm going to use the Pumpkin by Waverly Chalk. Now this one we're going to do in the Crimson Waverly Chalk paint, and this is a really, really gorgeous red, very country red. And when it dries, it is just a really pretty color. Now on our small sign, this is the Firm by Waverly Chalk that I'm going to use. And honestly, I have not used this. I bought it, and I think if any, I may have got ready to use it and didn't actually paint with it. So this is actually the first thing I've painted with it that I can remember. I may have done something at Christmas last year, but I honestly think that I opened it and did not use it, or if I used it, it was not the color that I was needing, and so I ended up not using that item or painting it. But this, as you can see, is just a really pretty color, and you will use this come Christmas While my boards are drying, I'm going to take my needle nose pliers and just work this metal. And so if you bend it back and forth from the way it's welded, you can get it loose. Alright, so that's got the corn, and then we're going to actually open this up here, and I'm just working it. This corn stalk, guys, was inspired by my dear friend Tina at A Country Girl's Attic. Please go over and check her out. She made these beautiful corn chandeliers, and I will be making them on my channel and showing you. And so we're going to attempt to make one similar to one that she made. And you have to kind of open this area up, and just might have to work with it a little bit, but just be careful. You don't want to overdo it to get that open. Okay, there we go. I'm going to leave that. I want these leaves as well. Make sure those are good and flat. Just use it like a machine press. And the sunflower, same way. We're going to try to separate it from the flower without destroying it. And you just might have to go back there and work on that metal. There you go. Just pull it away from it. Now this LED emergency light from Dollar Tree, I'm going to use. Now at Christmas time, you can get the candlesticks that are battery operated. Turn it on and then just slide it back down in there. That way every time I need to cut it off, when it will work, and just unscrew it down here to get it to turn off. Now, in the meantime, and I'm going to attach my leaves back to my cornstalk. And I'm just going to use some hot melt on there to hold them on. Now my sunflower, guys, I'm just going to glue my leaves to it. Okay, now they had the metal letters, the metal words, and this one has thankful harvest and welcome. And these are the ones that look rustic, that come, you know, that were out last year, the blessings and harvest. And I think on this one, I'm going to use the welcome. Now, to ensure that your metal letters stay in place, if you'll take your sanding sponge and just rough it up under there, the metal just, it's kind of like removing the shine, but what it does is it gives some texture to the letters, and it will really give it it has a memory, and you're going to get better adhesion so that these things don't come undone. And all it takes is just a little bit. It's almost like removing the shine. Okay, now this one's going to have my sunflower on it, so I'm going to put sunflower garden. Okay, now this one will be my corn maze sign. So I'm going to use my white paint marker to write the maze. I need to add an I in there. I'm not sure, but I'm going to leave it as M-A-Z-E. But I believe that maze is M-A-I-Z-E. And like the paint that we used a while ago, it is also spelled with an I in it. But for the time being, I'm going to leave it as is. Alright, now this one is going to be my pumpkin patch. So I'm just putting my pumpkin there to see where it's going to be or how far over I want it. Okay. Got our patch on there. Now it's time to attach our pumpkin. Okay, on this one, I'm going to put hay rides. And now the last sign I'm going to do is the apple harvest sign. So I finally decided on what I was going to put on there. That's what it's going to be, the apple harvest. Okay, so that finishes up apple harvest, and it looks really good. So to finish up my fall ladder sign, I need one more sign that's my market sign. And this is one of the signages from Dollar Tree. And since I did not use this for anything and it's about the size I need, I'm just going to put a couple of layers of paint on this and make me a market sign. I had enough room on my ladder to make another sign. Now these are the poster stickers that you get at Dollar Tree. They're the peel and stick, but also if you have been mindful, it says use with a pen, markers, and colored pencils. That's why they've left them traced out, so you can actually color them in or use them just like they are. Another handy little FYI that I do is the letters I'm going to use, I put an X by it as I spell it out. That way I make sure I have enough letters to do my sign or whatever piece I'm doing. So just a FYI, and I'm going to put open daily on here, so I know I have enough letters to do that. And then I'll probably do like Monday through Saturday in a time. And so I just wanted to show you guys, I put an X by that letter so I know. Now I will color this in with a paint marker. This sign I got from Dollar General and I absolutely love it. I have been holding on to this because I knew I wanted to do my outdoor sign. So what I wanted to show you guys on this is very clever. They have a hook. So if you did not want to use it as a garden yard stake, you could hang it up, which I think is just awesome. And I'm going to be using this over here. Now, as you can see, I've laid it here and I've traced the silhouette with a pencil so that when I go to put my letters on here, I know that this is where I'm going to have my cow attached. And then I'll, of course, be using some wire to attach it to my sign. Now, to make that task even easier, guys, if you have a heat tool or a heat gun, you can heat that up. Just be real careful and it will come undone. And that's really the easy way to keep from hurting or injuring your piece of metal when you're trying to separate the stake, the metal stake, from the metal sign. And then I'll just take and bend this back up so that if I want to at a later date, I can actually put the stake back to it and, you know, use it as a yardstake. And I'm going to attach my cow there once I get my letters on my sign. Okay, that finalizes this sign. I've got my cow glued on, open daily, and this part I actually did with the paint marker, just with my own handwriting. Now all I have to do is drill my holes and tie it on to my ladder with my wire. Now we have just gone plum country and fall decor with our beautiful truck and our signs we've made between Dollar Tree and Dollar General. Whether you read it with your own handwriting or used lettering. And I did put a link in the description box to the video showing you how to make one of these ladders of your own from regular wood, even if you do not have tobacco sticks to make a ladder. And I just enjoy your comments and suggestions. So if you enjoyed this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, be sure to read the comments and suggestions because everyone is part of my DIY team. And consider subscribing. Hit the bell so you receive notification first before anyone else each time I put up a new video. This is Elizabeth, over and out. Until the next DIY, I'll be crafting, y'all.